What's up, YouTube? Coming to you with another video about arrows. All right, so just to give you an update, I have repaired these aluminum arrows, and again, these are the whatever, something beginning with the letter R, made in China. 6.3 inches. They're aluminum. Crossbow bolts. They're the blue aluminum. All right, and although they are very inexpensive, these are come in a pack of 24. They're about, I don't know, 32, 33.19. They come in a pack like this. Like I said, you mentioned you get 24 of them, but as I mentioned before, the hard plastic does not fit well in the speed loaders, and I have unfortunately broken them, but luckily I have other vanes, fletchings as they call it, and that's how it looks. Not pretty, but functional, and they stay in. So I did there's a big there's more maybe a quarter of this is plastic. It kind of goes up in here, and check out my other videos to see how much plastic they had in there. But anyways, so I used super glue and plastic cement, so they're now well stuck in. And as you can see, when they hit like a hard target, like I was shooting these into chicken and pork. So I mean, there's a little bit of bone in there, so these probably hit bone and kind of got scratched it, but whatever. They're not pretty, but they're still pretty sharp. I'm thinking of maybe using these, since they're relatively inexpensive, to shoot into rib, pork rib meat and see what happens. I'm not sure the blade will hold up, but I don't know if you can see that, but the blade's a little bit dull at the point. So it is a thin, what do you call it? Stainless steel. So you're gonna have just a little bit of bending. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's slight bending, but still sharp and still can pierce, flesh, and I'm pretty sure bone pretty well. I'll have to test that theory out. All right, so again, these are aluminum, relatively inexpensive, and then these bad boys are carbon fiber. Now, they held up pretty well. And again, this one literally was stuck inside the pork roast, which I put inside the crock pot and, kind of messed up the fins and, undid the glue that was held in there. So in here, it's, hollow, as I pointed out before. But these are the wands or whatever. Again, 12 pieces, broadhead tips. They're carbon fiber, so the shaft is carbon fiber. And these are, since you get 12, they're about $238 per arrow on average. Of course, you got taxes and shipping and handling, but that's a good ballpark estimate. So, but still, way more affordable, and because you only get 3 of these Steambow at once. Now, these are, the light arrows, but they've held up pretty well. The tip, as you can see that, I don't have any bending or dulling. So I guess in Austria, they use better metals, I guess. Because, I've shot these into, my paper targets. Well, no, actually I haven't, so I take that back, scratch that. I've shot these into, some inappropriate targets, like, they've hit the wood you know, wood and the backyard fence and all that stuff, because I missed my target, but they've held up pretty well. And like I said, we've had some bending on these, so it's up to you whether you want to spend the extra dough to get the name brand. But I do want to offer you a new alternative. All right, so I haven't featured these arrows before, but these are pretty cool. When you go digging around, your garage and in your closet looking for stuff, like, oh, I lost that, ADHD and old age and all that. But anyways, check these out. So this is aluminum also. So again, these are comparable to these and to this, the name brand, red iodized aluminum, hunting arrows. And again, they call these disposable. So on the website it says it themselves that, they can go through flesh and bone of, small game targets. And then they'll probably bend and break. So, and again, 3 of these for like, I don't know, between 25 and 30 bucks, like between 8 and 10 bucks an arrow. That's expensive. Don't recommend doing that on a quote unquote disposable arrows. So on these bad boys, you get 18 of them. And they're the same, you have their aluminum shafts. They got the soft, TPU, vanes. The knock is flat, just like, your name brand arrow. But these bad boys come in, this cool little box. And they're approximately, I think, 18 count. They're like, what, 26 something, 26, 93 or whatever. So they're like $1.38 an arrow. So if you happen to bend this, if you miss and you hit like a rock or some stone or, a tree and you get kind of stuck in and it bends, not a big deal, It's cool, you have 17 other of these left. And the blade's sharp, just like this one. And, again, I recommend these because they do, I think these are 6.4 inches. So slightly, let me try to show you guys, slightly, just a little tip, just a hair bigger, but it fits inside the internal magazine, and you can load 6 of these at a time. And again, these will fit in the speed loader because, you have the, plastic lens. So these are technically cheaper per arrow, but it's the same material and it's only a little bit more because these are, what did I say again? Dang, my old age and memory. But yeah, these are $1.38 an arrow, and these are like $1.49 an arrow. So yeah, slightly more expensive, but again, you're gonna have less bending because, like I said, I showed you before, after a couple of dozen shots, the glue in here comes loose. And again, these are made in China, but it's not a solid piece of aluminum. As I've shown in other videos, this part is a plastic, so I had to use super glue and plastic cement to glue these on. I had to refletch them, because like I said, I was an idiot and I tore the hard plastic vane, putting it in the speed loader. So again, what I'm normally gonna carry out, so if I hear the dog bark in the backyard and there's a bobcat, or the rabbit that's being chased by the bobcat, bypass the rabbit, because my girls would cry if I shot a rabbit. Although I would love to cook one, I'll be honest with you. But if I sink this into the rib of a bobcat and this happens to bend or whatever, Cool, no problem. Not a whole lot of, you know, bling bling, ching ching lost. But if I were to do the same with this one, at, you know, 10 plus a tax, shipping, whatever, 11 an arrow, but, you know, Lord Xander don't do retail. He always looks for sales and, you know, deals. But still, you know, you're looking at like, I think the lowest price I've seen these on third-party websites, like maybe $6 an arrow. So this is like, you know, this is like three, I don't know, let me do this again. Okay, so this is a 3 times to 4 times, if my math's correctly correct, more than this one, or hell, even this one, you know. But anyways, that's the video. I know it's kind of long. I was yipping and yapping a lot, but you know, I'm gonna glue that back in. And so far, the only glue that's come apart, I've shown these in the videos, is, you know, my carbon fiber target arrow. Gotta glue that back in, but this is not like a standard size. So eventually I do want to get into making my own arrows, you know, because in the long run that's cheaper. And again, here's the light bulk and tip off the Steambow. Again, this is carbon fiber, hollow inside, like I've shown in other videos. But these are the only arrows that have come apart so far, besides you know, the broadheads that I was shooting into the pork and the chicken. So I think I'll do for my you know, at least one loyal watcher, Flavis 22, cool guy. I think he also has a you know, Stinger compact, or I think he has, like me, I think he has a tactical and a compact. I'm not sure if he's shooting with a 90-pound lib off the what do you call it, the tactical. And you know, I got that in the bag, so I'll probably I want to focus on fixing my laser light, you know, the green and the red laser, to get that all tuned up, and then you know, get my iron sights on that bad boy. But just a little side note, but I'll be making a video about the standard Steambow, you know, handle, not very impressive, versus that bad boy. And I'll show you the details in another video. So make sure you have a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be making another video soon. So, you know, get that notification bell alerted. I'm gonna try to be a good content creator and have one video a day. I might even throw on some non Steamboat or slight arrows in there, you know, just me standing on my soapbox, figuratively speaking, talking about stuff and talking trash about DC and Marvel and, you know, The Last of Us and all this other, you know, stuff that's out there, and about a former favorite actor of mine, Mr. Pedro Pascal. But like I said, that's a different video for a different time, and we'll worry about that later. But right now I'm talking about the arrows. And, you know, hey, like I said, not bad, but, you know, carbon fiber, only had to replace 2 veins because they were sunk in too deep. And I will be featuring later on, just kind of a quick preview, but the laser bore sight. So I think this has helped me to at least get the green laser light, you know, down there at the bottom, you know, tuned in. So and I did jack one of these 6.7 inch replaceable heads. I was like, hey, you know, I could just, you know, do a little of this, that, and the other, you know. Chinese. Sorry, I didn't hear that. and, you know, get myself a free, you know, kind of replacement broadhead. Oh, and I did injure myself there, you know, with my Steambow thing, but I'll talk about that later. But, you know, I get one of these bad boys with this bore sight fits perfectly in here, which fits in there, and I'll just be fine-tuning the internal red laser dot sight. But these are pretty cool. I'll feature these in another video, but these are aluminum, so I'll do a separate video on the war bolts I have, and of course these count as war bolts, although they list them on the website as you know, broadheads. But, you know, another Chinese product. Again, not knocking the Chinese, not a fan of the CCP. Again, I'm not gonna, this is not like a political channel or anything like that. I might make a comment here or there, but you know, I think they're hardworking people, a good culture, a good work ethic. Again, not so much as the government of people in power, but enough of that. I'll shut up now. But you know, I'll be featuring these arrows and these pretty colors. You know, black and cool green and gold. These are a little bit off, and I know I'll make another video about detailing these, but you know, I kind of unscrewed these and then, you know, put them back in, but these two are just kind of not lining up right. But again, I'll talk about more later. But thanks for watching, and like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you at another video soon. All right, so I love you, bye-bye.